Um, I'm here to report that Andor season 2 is ass. I don't usually talk that way. I don't use that kind of terminology. It sounds like someone my age trying to use the slang that 22-year-olds are using, and so that's usually not good. Not a thing to do if you value your dignity as an older fella. But in this case, it actually works because, as I explained in my latest article at Substack, which I encourage you to read if you haven't already, um, the opening episode of season 2 of Andor uh, is this woman pictured here, but instead of seeing her walk towards us as we're seeing in this shot, we see her uh, walk. We see her turn her back to us and walk up the steps into the TIE fighter, and we follow very closely on the back part of her, including her ample backside. As you can see, this lady is amply sized. Um, and again, the first thing we see in Andor season 2 is this BBW's big fat ass, and that's just the truth. And it's not even subtle. It's right there in your face, literally. If you're watching it, then it's right in your face. If you're watching episode 1, then her ass is literally right in your face. So that's the opening shot of this entire second season of Andor. Now, Andor is, in case you didn't know, a series that's related to the Star Wars universe, and I am, or used to be, a Star Wars fan before Disney. I'm increasingly seeing that everything that Disney, every Star Wars uh, franchise that is done by Disney is ultimately ruined, even if its ruination does not immediately take place. I liked Andor season 1, and I was looking forward to season 2, but for various reasons, and this is what sets the tone, for season 2. It's this close up shot, this very unsubtle close up shot of a a large woman's derriere. And as I say in the article, if this had been a a non plus sized woman, if this had been in fact an attractive woman with proportions that are generally thought of as attractive, um, then having a blatant butt shot like that would have been seen as, oh, sexist. Uh, how, what, what are we going back to the? Are we going back to the 1970s? When our sensibilities now, where we just show, women's boobs and butts and stuff like that just for exploitation value. We don't, absolutely do not. If a woman is attractive now, you don't show her body. You don't want to do that in a movie, unless it's porn, of course. But if it's a regular movie, then you try to make her frumpy, because you shouldn't. Attractive women shouldn't be attractive. That's sexist. We shouldn't want attractive women to be attractive. I'm exaggerating a little, but not much. That's sort of been the sensibility these days. But the weird thing is that if it's an unattractive woman, then the camera lingering over her, what her private parts, I guess the butt is not exactly private. It's semi-private. It's not private in the way that some other like organs of the female body are private. But you know what I'm saying. Lingering that way on the body of a BBW is empowering. Is striking a blow for body sensitivity. And the fact that this is the first shot of the science fiction of the Star Wars related series Andor, and then it begins with this utterly irrelevant shot of this utterly irrelevant character. And it's not even that she's fat, but if she just was somebody who walked into the frame and she was fat, then that wouldn't be a big deal. I don't care about that. But the fact that they started off with this blatant ass shot, and it was the harbinger of what was to come. There was plenty more in season 2 that was objectionable. Now, season 1, again, one of the refreshing thing about Andor season 1 is that it was basically there were basically no woke elements to it at all. But season 2 is quite a different story, and I suggest you read my article if you want more details. Now, somebody who points out things like this is running a risk, because people are tired. People were tired of woke scolds saying, there's not enough representation here. Why is everybody white? All that kind of stuff, like this kind of scrutiny that the woke people, the way that they would say, that joke is totally inappropriate. That, if you're watching a movie from 2002, and somebody makes a joke that was okay, or uses a word that was okay to say in 2002, now it's just like, and people are tired of that. But the thing is that some of the anti-woke people have gone overboard as well. I won't say there's no equivalence. I'm not drawing an equivalence between the woke and the anti-woke at all. But I will say that some of the anti-woke people go overboard. And an example of that I can think of is when Trump decided to rename the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. As long as I can remember the Gulf of Mexico being the Gulf of Mexico, I never thought to myself, why is it the Gulf of Mexico? It's just because we just have to be worshipful of the Mexicans. We can't call it the Gulf of America because the Mexicans are brown and we're white, or we're more white over here, and that's bad. No, that I never read that into calling that body of water the Gulf of Mexico. It just but Trump still changed it, which I think is funny. I'm not offended by it or anything, but I just think that's an example of something where it wasn't really woke to begin with, but was reacted to as if it were, and as if that were correcting it. But this is not that. Okay. So there you go. Andor season 2 is ass, and you heard it here first.